Hey guys, good morning. Going to cover a little of hopper basics today. We have a tremendous amount of used parts due to the fact that we have taken in a ton of trade-ins, as I'm going to show you here. Our little shop is very full, and once again we're still moving to our bigger facility. So anyways, I've got a lot of dual hopper, dual validator change machines here. Some more here. I've also got, which are hidden behind these, AC 2001s, which have one validator, still two hoppers, and this one on the end, my favorite machine, ultra high security. It's a 1002 single hopper, single validator, great for, I would say, small spots, but even medium, because you can get $700 in capacity in quarters, or a little bit more in smaller tokens. So anyways, I have a 720 standard changer, which I have not got into yet, but we have more 110 volt hoppers than we've ever had. We don't tout too much about Coinco Mag 50s, although we do sell a couple a month to some of my diehards. So anyways guys, I'm going to show you a little bit about hopper basics here. Let me get set up, and I'm not going to bore you with the complete rebuild job here, but I want to show you that even though the yellows, we all know, are the newest, they were the newest till 2 months ago, spring of 2021, then American went to building their own version of the green stripes. Not these are the original versions. The second generation versions are different. But so what I'm getting at here, see the plug-ins, how they're different. I'm going to see if I can get close enough to show you that these are not CC Talk. They are standard parallel, which is another excuse me, which is another word for pulse. Okay, they use the male pins at the hopper. These are the offset pins. Okay, now we go to the green stripes, which are a little bit older. These don't say, I guess they don't have a tag. I thought they would say parallel, but anyways, these are also pulse. And they take a male pin at the plate. Okay, so for you guys that are running the 110 volt systems, there's what your plate looks like. It's got the male pins. Then you guys are running these, and now these are rare, guys. You're not going to find too many of these. That goes with our Evolution hopper, which has the male pins at the hopper, and once again, they are the diagonal style plug-ins. So anyways guys, we're going to open these up, and like I said, we're not going to bore you with all the cleaning. That's half the work in these, and we're going to show you the insides of one of each, and we will get back live shortly. Okay, we are ready to do a little testing here. I always check the hoppers to see if they actually work. If they turn on and come up and say, yeah, I'm ready to take money, in other words, talk to the control board. So, and I cheat, I jump the sold out plates together, because I don't feel like putting 200 coins in there and having to dump them out. So we're going to use the big plug, because my test jig this morning is set up for 110 volt stuff. Let me show you here what we're doing. You can just use a simple control board for your test fixture, like I do. Hook up a validator, which, let me grab a 110 volt validator. 1 second, that's the one item I didn't have in front of me. Alright, let's see where I have one. I'm still looking. Alright, any 110 MEI, that's our choice, will work. Doesn't have to take 20s right this second because we're only testing. So this is a 25 X1. Okay, now contrary to what some people believe or don't believe, you need that jumper plug, okay, in these systems. If you don't have it, for the most part, it's not going to work. Okay, so what we're going to do here now is our system. It's all hooked together. There's my control board. Thinks that everything's ready to go. It's got money in it. We know that's a good validator. So let's turn it on, see what happens. One of two things. It's going to talk to the system and say, yeah, we're ready to go, or something's wrong with it, which I think something is wrong with this. Well, I'll tell you what's wrong with it. We didn't plug it in yet. Alright, so back to, I plugged in half the harness. Alright, now we have a better chance of it coming on. Alright, let's see what happens. And we will put $1 through it. Alright, so far so good. There's our 4 coins. Let's put $1 in it, see if the hopper runs. Sounds good. Alright, got 4 coins back. Now, it's a little loud. It's probably because the gears are very dry, but we mark that as working. And now all it needs really from us is cleaning, re-greasing the gearbox, and that will be next, so stand by. Okay, we have all the screws off. Let's take a peek inside. You always kind of want to hold the plug down with your thumb. Alright, not too bad. A little lint build up here on the cover. Let's look a little closer. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just dusty down below here. And let's do something real quick before I shut this off again, and I will show you inside the gearbox as to how dry those gears really are. This is something that really never, see, it kind of slung the oil, the grease around the edge. Now we don't use this black axle grease anymore. We use a synthetic, and I think it's kind of widely known, believe it or not, in the bicycle industry. When I found this source on Amazon, it was said something about bicycle grease, or maybe so it doesn't get your pant leg all dirty. Anyways, there are the gears. There's a lot of grease on them, but the gear portion are very dry. In other words, all the grease is up on the top, which does no good at all. So we will take this apart. As you can see, that gear, it's pretty dry. You know, once again, the grease is everywhere it really doesn't need to be. So we're going to clean this up, and we will restart the video when we put it back together and show you how it should look. Okay, the cleanliness here should look a little different than it did before. Let me reassemble my belt. So we can get this guy back together. 16 pieces to this puzzle, guys, and when you put it back together, sometimes they're a little tight, but not that one. Okay, let's One easy way, guys, to remember. See these teeth that I'm pointing to there with my middle finger? Those go down. Those go towards the case. And if you put them in the other way, it'll still turn, but it won't dispense any coins because it can't pick them up. So anyways, guys, I'm doing this from the standing position. Normally I'm seated to where I'm a little lower. What you want to do, if that doesn't turn like that, it's not in right. You've got one peg that's out of the channel down below here. So real quick, let's show you how we grease our gear set that we put back together. Alright, this will take a second. Yeah, I think I told you earlier I use a synthetic bicycle grease. Put a little dab here, a little dab there, and I know my one washer, which is sort of like a crush washer, goes down below. Better do this standing so you guys can see. Alright, I just go around the outside with a little of my synthetic. Sorry about that. Alright, so that's the biggest gear. It goes down below. Then we have two matching gears. You always alternate. It goes one, then the other shaft, then the next shaft, a little bit there. You can't really put too much grease. You try not to make too much of a mess for the next guy. It may be you. Alright, next one, and then here's our flat one. See the little indentations there? That's to hold grease, so the smooth side goes up top. Because the smooth side does not need to hold any grease. You could probably do maybe a little better job with a brush, but my brush always ends up attracting so much lint and dirt. Alright, first time this guy starts to run, distribute that grease. Here's our belt drive gear. Put a little around there, a little on just this part of the shaft here, and when I say a little, I've got more than I probably need. Alright, that goes down in here. Next is our idler, which I could have wiped off, but I forgot. Alright, now kind of a secret on how you get this idler gear in here without disrupting the chain or the channel. You get used to it. There's a little bit of a... There we go. You want to be sure you didn't lose anything here, okay? In other words, if this happened to pop out, you've got trouble. So real quick, I'm gonna reassemble the side. Now this is only one side, guys. We're not completely done here. All right, let's push some of this cable back into its hiding place there so it doesn't get in the way of the belt. Everything here is kind of a tight fit. Okay, now what we do here is our little channel here is where our connection goes in. I'm going to have to do this seated, guys, because I have to get close to it. I have to be down where it's eye level to where I see that it's going in straight. Now, you put this on, there's no force, and I must reiterate, there is no force Okay, what I do is just like putting the tire back on. I only put the 4 outsides on. You never know when you may have to take it off. Just when they come in contact, be done. Don't screw them in any further because it's plastic. Okay? So guys, that is one side. We have our connection is square. Moves around just a little bit. That's made for the connection. And I put a little synthetic grease on there. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to shut off and we're going to open this next side up and show you what's over here. So we're a little over halfway done, so stand by. Okay guys, we're backing up a step. For you guys with the keen eye, you will realize that we put the cover on. Remember when I said you never know when it may be coming back off? Alright. Something doesn't feel right here. If it doesn't feel right, you never want to force it. We want to be sure all the gears are down, which they appear to be. Maybe it was only my imagination. Something is not wanting to cooperate, and I don't know what. All the gears are in correctly. Let's do this. Let's try it without that, just for the heck of it, find out what's going on. This is a first. Some reason, there we go. Whatever you do, I was thinking it, but I know it's wrong. Don't force it, or don't draw the cover down with the screws. That'll only get you in more trouble. Now, here's a little problem. These little short screws like this are stainless. So to get this one in, unless you had a little advanced thought of sticking it in the cover, you need to do something like that. Why they use stainless, I don't really know. Alright, so we're going to start over with, you just snug them. Remember, they go into plastic. Those sold out or low sensor wires are laying there, and I'm going to pull them through the other side once I get done with this step, which we've done more than once. Okay, once again, free floating, so we seem to be in good shape there. Let's put our idler gear back in, spin it around so we can see our coupling or connector. Okay, it's all down. I can feel all the way around the edge. Now, once again, we're going to put the 4 perimeter screws in. Not that we anticipate taking this off again, but you never know. I've done hoppers before, and I've had to take the cover off 4 times. And it was usually something dumb. I forgot. Phone rang, you know. Alright, so this side here, I put 2 screws on, and I'm going to show you how we have it cleaned up in there. What I normally do when I have everything together, like so, is I stand it up on the side because I like to pull it apart like this. Okay, get the screws to come out. Okay, now granted I've already had this apart and I've already cleaned it, and my actuator is not there. So this is another one of those parts. This goes back and forth, and if any coins get stuck, these are smart enough to where they will back up. The motor will back up. So what we need to do now is, remember those two wires that we're sticking through? Those are our sold out wires, and to make it easier on you, put them both through that little slot. Okay, hopefully they go through far enough. And now this is where a little bit of experience comes into play. Okay, I can kind of feel for what I'm doing there. Alright, so we're going to put in, let's gamble. We'll put all 5 screws in. I think we're going to be good to go. Always go crosswise, kind of like putting a tire on or a cylinder head. Once again, just when it comes in contact, release. Okay, now our sold out, I always say sold out wires. It has to do with the sold out circuit, but these are our low sensor wires. What you do, put those back on the studs like so, and they have nylocks which keeps them from vibrating off, because these hoppers do vibrate, guys. Come on, baby. If you have little hands, it's easier. I think the perfect person for this would be a young lady with tiny fingers. Alright, get out our 5/16. I've come across all different sizes on these nuts in my career. Just as snug as all you need. Kind of keep the wire from wrapping around and, you know, coming back. So that should be good to go. Let's do this. Let's fire it up and see how good of a job we did. Okay, once again, we are going to jump together the 2 studs to make this think that it has coins in it. Okay, take our harness here. The vertical 6 pins always go up. All right, my 4 nickels. See if we have $1. All right, let's turn it on. We're going to be able to tell right away by the sound. Alright, that means it's ready to go. Our MEI is flashing. So, let's give it a try. Okay, I kind of let the grease move around. 4 coins out. So there we go, guys. Not that hard. However, the first one you do, you're probably going to spend an hour on, only because I've done several of these. So anyways, green stripe hoppers, we will do a follow-up on the yellow stripes. They're very similar, and like I said, we have plenty of the older components in stock now at this time of this filming. So appreciate you being here, guys. If you haven't subscribed, help a small channel, hit that subscribe button, and if you click that bell, you get a notification every time we put up a new video. So guys, thanks for watching. Doug's World Tour Amusement and Vending Playlist out.